I think all realtors will agree when I say the fees. I'm sick of the fees, okay? They started changing everything when I got into real estate, and I truly feel like I couldn't have gotten into real estate at the worst time to get into real estate.
And welcome to my series I call Keys to the City, presented by Good Buddy Inspections. I'm CJ Williams, licensed home inspector here in the Charlotte area, and I have the honor to be joined by Miss Dasandria Davis. She is a realtor also here in North Carolina doing her thing here. I brought her along. We're going to talk a little bit about her, but we're also going to talk about the inspection process. So I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Davis.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, CJ. Like, I really am honored. So you guys, yes, I'm Dasandria Davis. I'm your NC Realtor, and I'm your Sweetest Realtor. So I reside here in Charlotte. I love the city. I've been here for almost 5 years. And yeah, just making my mark and, you know, putting my business out there, providing exceptional service. So that's what's been going on.
Okay. The Sweetest Realtor. Where does that name come from?
Where does that name come from? So prior to real estate, before I moved to Charlotte, I had a baking business for like 13 years. And so I baked from out of my home. And then I was in the process of opening up a storefront right before the pandemic hit. And then landlord sold the building. A lot of things happened. And so I pivoted, moved to Charlotte, and got my real estate license. And so I just been providing, you know, that sweet, kind, but yet stern, thorough, you know, educational type of service for my clients.
Good. I like you said stern in education. So the move to Charlotte came first before you got into real estate?
Yes, the move to Charlotte came first, and then once I got here, I had a friend. He was doing real estate before I moved here, but I think he had just started. Shout out to Jonathan McGowan. Good guy, real good guy. Great realtor as well. Charlotte has so many great realtors, but I'm gonna stay on subject. But yes, real estate came after I moved. He was already doing real estate, and so I got interested in it, and then, you know, it went. So obviously, I came from baking and pastry background, but when it comes to like being a service to people, it's all the same.
Yeah.
You're just dealing with different types
different
of
issues,
material, different industries, you know. But yeah, I still, just like I really took pride in baking a wedding cake, because that's the most important cake you're gonna, you know, ever get in your life. I take pride in servicing people during this transaction when buying a home, because that's like the biggest purchase that you're gonna make, you know. And then if we're lucky and blessed, we make it multiple times. And so my goal is to build that longevity, like a true relationship with my clients. Like, I don't want to be just transactional or, you know, one transaction done. I really want it to, like, we fit into each other's lifestyle. That's my goal.
That's cool. So you equivalent, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Real estate.
Parallel, yes.
Real estate with wedding cakes. So that's
Listen, you know, anything's possible. Anything's possible. God gave me gifts, and I'm literally just working those gifts, and I'm putting them all together. Baking and pastry is my passion. It's how I, you know, brought joy to people's lives, and also take care of my kid. And then the real estate is the same way. I get joy helping people truly with buying a home or a business. But, you know, you got to treat it with the same care. It's different. Yeah. You have to be detail oriented. You have to, you know, be observant. You have to work your butt off. Like,
you got to be ready for people to be upset and learn how to deal with that, conflict resolution and things like that. So
yes, so many emotions go into real estate. Yeah.
Let's talk about the pros and cons, maybe the things you enjoy most and maybe the stuff you could do without. Let's start with the stuff you kind of wish you didn't have to deal with.
Okay.
I don't want to call it cons or negatives, but
I'm sure, yeah. No, that's fine, because I'm going to be transparent with you. I think all realtors will agree when I say the fees. I'm sick of the fees, okay? They started changing everything when I got into real estate, and I truly feel like I couldn't have gotten into real estate at the worst time to get into real estate. But, you know, I prevail. So, yeah, I think the fees is one thing. The education, you know, having to do that drives me insane. But if I do talk about, you know, from personal experience working with people, or what I don't want to see in the industry, you know, just like clients not trusting their agent. That happens more often than you would think. You know, Lord, in God we trust in Zillow, okay? Because like everybody loves Zillow, but you know, we're experts for a reason. So yeah, so I think that's one of the things. And next, probably, you know, the politics, just with any business.
What do you mean the politics?
You know, real estate is like a who's game. It really is. And luckily, I don't let any of that faze me because I shine in any room I go in. However, I have noticed that, and that can mess with a lot of agents. I mean, you have social media. It's a different time. Like, I always think if I was like a realtor in the 90s, my business would be completely different because I am a people person. Like, I do social media because honestly, I have to. Like, it's fun for me a lot of the times, but it is work. It is work. And so I wish I could do without the social media stuff and really just meet everyday people. Kind of, and I do that now, but that's more of my business. I'm personable. I'm like more face-to-face type of person.
That's good. So what are the ups, the stuff you enjoy the most?
Money. I enjoy the money. I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
No, like,
I mean, that's why most people are in real estate.
They are. It builds like the most millionaires, I think, the fastest way. And so, yes, it's my why. So I do love how, although, like I said, real estate can have the politics, but it does have community. You know, like I have a really great community. I'm a part of a great firm. Shout out to BG Bugs Realty in Charlotte. My broken charges Bree Gaither. Hey, Bree. Hey, girls. And so I'm surrounded by a great group of women. And then, you know, Noir, they're an amazing company, Lifestyle. So I'm like, my community is vast and I appreciate it.
You're connected with all of those?
Yeah, like, I mean, I just know agents from there. And we always root each other on. We're always there, like, you know, rooting each other on, supporting one another. So yeah, like that's one thing I love is community, like the sisterhood, the brotherhood, the support, and just making those connections and networking. You just never know who you're gonna meet. You never know, and like that's been a lot of my saving grace is just my relationship building.
Good.
Yeah.
So I know there are realtors who like they have specializations. Like some people go do with first-time buyer, or some do with new construction. People that are relocating. Do you have one of those?
So yes, I do. Along with being the Sweetest Realtor, which means I bake and I do charcuterie a lot for my clients. I rarely show up empty-handed. That's to like a showing. That's to your open houses. We visit open houses together. That's to closing day. Like it's everything is going to be a thing. But dang, what was the question? I forgot.
Do you have a specialization?
Oh yes. So they say you can't do both. That's what they say, but that's not true. If you ask some of the most successful agents in Charlotte, they have like two different type of spectrums. And so I've been gravitating to first-time home buyers and also luxury real estate. And so my first year, shout out to Bree, we had a listing in the Palisades and it was 1.35. And then I also have first-time home buyers. And so although the price point may be different, but the service remains the same.
Still selling a house.
You selling a house and you really have to be all in for your clients, no matter the price, you know, no matter the scale. So those are the two slots I found myself gravitating to and falling in because I love to educate and help. And then I also like to really like get my hands dirty and do the hard work and make sure, you know, these clients get their wants and needs when they're making large purchases like that.
That's good. Do you prefer helping people buy or helping people sell?
Oh, let's see. Like the
I know that's a
showings.
thing. Yeah, because having to get up and go to showings and stuff like that. But then the sellers, when you're selling, they just coming to you, right?
They just come to you. So I'm not gonna lie. Prepping for a listing is a lot. Prepping, if you're doing it the right way, prepping for a listing is a lot. Pros and cons to both. But showings for buyers, like I make it fun, but I'm going to Dallas and Denver, you know, this week on a Thursday. And it's like an hour away, you know, and
It ain't nothing out there.
It ain't nothing out of houses, you know. You do get a lot for your book. So think about that if you're looking for size. But however, it's an hour away. And we're gonna hit 5 houses while we're there, you know, and then we don't start till like 4 o'clock. So it's a lot with the buyer side. It's demanding, and then it's also demanding with the seller. But Let me see. The side of the closing table I enjoy being on the most probably is with the buyer. Yeah, like
Really?
it's just it's the like the joy and the love and the feel of accomplishment and like I helped them do this and and then the sellers you also celebrating too, but I don't think it's anything like seeing somebody sign that contract.
For
And
their first home.
their first home, that's their first investment.
Yeah.
So I'm proud to be a part of
That's
that
good.
process.
That's good. That's good. Speaking of buyers and sellers, to buyers, let's get into the inspections. How do you prepare them for inspections?
All right, so with buyers, I'd be completely honest, because clearly we love the house, we love the aesthetics, right? And the square footage and the molding, we love all those things, but we need to figure out, is this a good home? And so with inspections, I love to like let my buyers know either way it's a win-win. No matter what we find or what we don't find, because it could go either way. But it's a win-win because you don't want anything, you don't want to walk into a mess or the unknown.
Yeah.
And if so, it gives us a chance to negotiate and go right back to that contract.
Yeah.
And it's worked in my favor in the past. So I just prepare them, be transparent. Like, listen, we could get nothing or we could see a lot of red or we could see a lot of green.
Yeah.
But one thing we're going to do is we're going to assess it and we're going to go over it together with my client. I'm going to go over it with my client. And most times that takes like a couple of hours because you really want to, like we leave no stone unturned. And so I think being realistic, but also just like holding their hand throughout the process makes it a little bit better. And then just letting them know if we do find something, we just go back to the drawing board and we get more sellers concessions. It's always a way around it.
Okay. What about from the seller side?
From the seller side, I try to say be honest and fair. We got to be honest and fair in this business because, and I haven't worked with any sellers like that, but I've seen some homes and, experienced some things. And I think honesty is the best policy. And if not, just let's talk dollars.
When you say, let's talk about that. When you
Lord, we need to cut that part.
You walk in a situation, be like, hey, look, listen, I know you might have to do a little work.
No, so to be honest, I was on that side. I was the listing. We had a large listing. And so when the inspection came, we were under contract twice, but the first time, no fault of the sellers, but when the inspection came, we had some foundational issues. And we had to go back to the drawing board and negotiate on that price because we have to be realistic. And so that's what I mean when I'm saying sellers, be fair, be realistic. If it is something that needs to be done, if it's like a necessity of the home, we're talking about the roof, the HVAC, the foundation, you know what I mean? Those like major things.
Those are the big things.
Those are the big
HVAC and the roof.
Like we have to make sure those things are right. And so, we had to come back off that price a little bit, or we're over there getting the foundation done. It's one or the other, so depending on what your seller is wanting to do. But I would just tell sellers, just be upfront, be fair, make the deal right. Because we all have the same goal to please our clients and get to the closing table,
How are negotiations different when you say, home inspections?
Okay.
And then it comes to the market, the current market situation. Now, some realtors don't want to say this is a buyer's market, but houses they're staying on the market. How do negotiating things that you see in an inspection report differ in these markets? Are the buyers at more of an advantage?
They are. So buyers are more of an advantage in this market, and the inspections are on their side. It truly is. Like I hate to say it, but if it's some things that you find, like you negotiate everything down to the doorknob. Like anything that you want to see turned in a house or different, or you truly feel like it could have been better. For the asking price. For the asking price, you ask for it. I always tell my buyers, like the worst they can say is no. I mean, we take in all offers and then we counter it. That's how we work. So, and that's the way it goes with negotiating too. But buyers are in control and inspections are on their side. That's like I said, it's still a win-win. Because if you get a good one, then all right, okay. Because I'm pretty sure they knock something off the price anyways because prices are falling because houses are on the market longer. Or they find something and we just go back to the drawing board and see what else what can they do for us?
Yeah,
you
because
know?
the buyer can just go back, hey, there's a house up the street.
And it is, and they can, and they will say no. Like, they will say no. I mean, they're not stressed or pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to inspections, how important is it to having the right inspector? Like, and what comes with that? Because it's not just about handing somebody the report.
100%.
You know, what else would you like to see, or do you like to see when it comes to that?
So, obviously yourself, good buddy. I've worked with another inspector too, and he's been the only one I work with, honestly, and it's been great. Because your inspector is probably one of the most important key components, and your appraiser. So those are the
That's
two
what you're
people.
taking to negotiations.
That's what I'm taking to negotiations, and those are the two people I want to be thorough at their job. I don't want them to be biased. I want them to have my client's best interest. Period.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I'm like vetting an inspector, first of all, I'm looking to see, like, I just need a copy of your report, because I expect 50 pages. I expect it to be a lot. I don't like, because what are we here for? I want to know everything. Right. Like, you guys turn the water on and off. Like, when you opening blinds, like, every cabinet, the refrigerators, the appliances, do they work? The hot water heater, the HVAC, the attic, crawl space. Like, I'm trying to figure out what are rodents in. What do we see some termites? Like, what's happening here? So when it comes to an inspector, someone being thorough and taking every step of the process seriously, someone taking their time. Because it depends on the square footage. Now, if it's like a 900 square foot house, like one of my listings, you guys, if you're looking for an investment property, let me know. But if it is something small, then okay, I'll give you about an hour, but you at least gonna spend 2. Like on 1,300 square foot or more, like, I'm expecting you really to check everything. And then after, like, during the process, I'm expecting you to talk to me. Tell me what's going on. What do you see? If you see something wrong, like, I need to know before that report come out. Because 9 times out of 10, my client's here with me. We do it together. And so you explain it to me, I explain it to them, or you explaining it to both of us in real time, so we can know what's going on. Like, do we need to forfeit this thing? I need to text them, like, right now. Like, what? Like, we need to get this going. So that's another thing that I look for, being being accessible and communicating. You know. And then after that, it's during the breakdown where we do, once you have the report, I want pictures. I need timestamps. I need details of everything. Why this wood is this color, or if you see a leak under here, or someone built this wrong, you know, all those things matter. And so we go over that with my client. Most time I talk to the inspector first. We talk so I can understand what's going on, and then we talk to my client all together on Zoom, and we go over each report. Because that can make or break a deal.
Absolutely. And
a lot of stuff is avoidable. And I've seen situations where, you know, the inspection comes back and there are like a few red flags on there, but maybe they didn't, you know, fix those things. You know, they maybe gave them off a seller concession or whatever, or they didn't even do that. And then the homeowner moves in and it's like leaking, you know, flooding and things like that. And it's just, I try to avoid that. We be proactive, and the inspection is making sure we're proactive. We know the home inside and out, and then it helps us move forward in the best, you know, direction, honestly, for everyone, in my opinion, for the sellers and for the buyers.
What's one of the most common misconceptions buyers and sellers have about the inspection process?
That you don't need one. Crazy work. You need an inspection. New construction, you need an inspection. You need an inspection for everything. Unless it's going to be as is and you about to take this investment property as, you already know it's messed up. Like, that would be, but even then I would still, because we got to know what we need to, how can we improve it to flip this home to make a profit. So inspections are mandatory, you know, and they are needed. They save a deal, they make a break a deal, they help your deal, they help you get more. So yeah, like it's a non-negotiable for me. And who I work with is also non-negotiable, because I need someone. I like to know a little bit about everything. So I'm not an expert. I know that. That's clearly why I have you. But I need to be able to spot, you know, if this foundation is a little shady. Like, I need to know this is swelling. I want to know, why is it doing this, you know, so I can protect my client.
Yeah, that's true. So you said stern education with your clients. give me an example of what that is. Like, is there a common thing you have to educate your clients on with, either buyer or seller? Like,
when the market is changing, well, to be honest, I'm not gonna say you educate your client every week, but I do weekly check-ins, and that's like being just communicative and giving them the real time what's happening this week with your property, either the buyer's market or are we selling, how many showings we've had, what was the open house feedback, but dang it, what was the question? I keep doing that.
What an example of the education that you have to give?
Okay, so when it comes to educating your clients, the things I'm not expert in, clearly, like I said, I need to reach out to a great inspector, amazing lender who knows their numbers, who's up on the market every day. But I like to educate my clients on, like, if they're, for whatever house they're looking for, that's what I want to dive into, the side of town, or the schools. So I like to educate them on their wants and needs. All right, so you say you're looking for a $350,000 house. It can be like 2,500 square foot. You want some good schools, you want a backyard, you want a fence, you want to be in a cul-de-sac. So I'm like trying to figure out what can I get them everything they want and need. But I have to educate myself on the area. You know what I mean? Who's the realtors in that area too? Because a lot of times, even when like you're listing, you have to do a deep dive on the area and see like what sold. You got to run your comps and everything like that.
So why does it matter who are the realtors in that area? Why does that matter?
Because some of them like will help you. They'll say, you know what? I had a listing here and we went on a contract in 3 days, but we had like 5 buyers that's interested in like the same type of property. Here is their contact. Like I've seen that. Like people have done that for me. Like they didn't buy with me, but maybe they'll buy with you. So you just never know. Like I said, I'm a part of a great community and they don't gatekeep. Hence why we're here. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. So always figuring out who knows what, because like I know Uptown, I know South Park. Now I don't know University, so it's a couple agents that know University, and I know University better because I have a listing there. But when it comes to the market, I kind of know what's going on in certain areas because that's where my client kind of gravitates.
That's where you spend your time.
Where I spend my time too, exactly. I'm there every day. I'm walking, I'm running. Like you can catch me out.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for joining me on that. I gotta
Of course.
We good here, good there.
We're good.
All right, cool. So I wanted to go off to we weren't planning on talking about this, but I'm a guy who.
But let's go.
So you can see the cameras here. I've been in video production marketing for about 5 years before I got into inspection, and I've worked with some realtors in the past, but lately I haven't been an inspector. Obviously, I follow a lot more realtors now to see what y'all doing, and it's like, wow, like, talk to me about the marketing. Is that a part that you like? The having the content, like how much content are you having to do? Is it working? Are you getting a return on that investment?
That's actually a really great question, and so I'm not gonna say content is new to me because I was doing content when I was baking. Like I got all of my business. I built my business from Facebook and Instagram, like with Sugar High, and I would do like High Fridays where I would bake a treat and I would have somebody like guess and then I would give them the treat. Like I built my clientele off social media. So I see and I know how important it is and vital to my business. Now, and the marketing piece of it, I didn't major in marketing. I don't think I'm the worst, but therefore I have to work at things like that. I have to educate myself. I'm always following people or talking to content creators. I know a few great ones who give me gems, along the way. But marketing is a big piece of it. Not my favorite thing to do. Honestly, it depends. When I hit that tax bracket, I'm hiring somebody. I'm not going to be doing this. Like, I'll be doing this because I love this. But will I be scheduling posts and, I won't be doing all of that. I'm going to delegate because that's what I want to do, things more to help me lead generate. And social media does help you lead generate. And it's helped me lead generate. A lot of people have came to me, because they've seen something on there. And I appreciate that. So I recognize the value. I don't let it consume me. And I just be myself. Like, I'm just learning to just you know what? I'm not like anybody else out here. And that's my superpower. And I love myself. I like the way that I am. And I like the way I give real estate to the world. Like I value it, and I know people value it, and those are my clients, you know? So, yeah, social media is a big piece. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I do the best I can, and I've been trying to do better with being more consistent because the numbers don't lie. I'll give you that. But just honestly, it's all about creating that funnel. Everything is about lead generation.
Yeah.
So that's if my only motivation is to lead generate. You know what I mean? That's why I do it. If I just did it for fun, you see me every now and again, you know? You'll see more of what I'm eating and drinking, to be honest, because that's my...
I want to go back to something.
Okay.
What made you leave the 9 to 5? And how was that experience? To say, I want to do real estate all day.
All day, every day. Because she crazy. So to be honest, I was already doing real estate all day, every day.
Okay.
So my 9 to 5, 40 hours, it was a full-time job. And I was also doing like 40 hours of real estate because I would tell myself, I'm not going to give someone else 40 hours and not give my business 40 hours. Now, that required a lot because a lot of times I worked before I went into my 9 to 5 and I was working after my 9 to 5.
Work your 9 to 5, then work your 5 to 9.
Then I worked my 5 to 9. That's right. It was 5 to 9, 9 to 5, 5 to 9. And I did that for a year. And honestly, it was a faith move. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was my decision. It really wasn't. Because I would have stayed. My game plan was to be there for 3 more months. That was my game plan. But God had other plans. And, you know, I'm just grateful that I had my ear to his lips. But I'm also grateful that I just was obedient because honestly, when I started getting scared after I put in like my 20-day notice, I was like, girl, what you do? You might want to take it. I'll take it back. All right. Because like you know, that's my main stream of income. That's how I can afford real estate right now, to be completely honest. Because starting, I mean, I know, you know, the first year of agents, like they drop off like flies because it's a hustle. Like you put out whatever you put in, you're getting out of it. I can say that for a fact. Now, it may take a minute for that wheel to start turning, but one thing I learned, you got your cold, your warm, and your hot leads, right? A lead is a lead. And my thing is to work every last one of them until it's like, it's my client.
Until you get to the closing table.
Till I get to the closing table. So I was nervous, I was scared, but I trusted God. And, but I wanted to dedicate those 40 hours to my clients. Like I have 3 listings right now. And I was working from 10 to 6. And it was really hard to juggle both. It was. Although I did it, it was tough. And I'm also a mom as well. So adding all that, and I'm a hands-on mom, so adding all of that into the equation, I had to get real with myself. I was like, I'm going to another level. I feel it, like I'm elevating. But it's not at the pace that I want to, because I knew if I had this 40 hours.
That job was getting in the way.
That job's getting in the way. I do 80 hours for my business. That's what you're supposed to do anyways. I did that with baking. So I wasn't a stranger to pulling all-nighters and working hard and working 2 jobs. But I am a stranger to just not feeling like I'm walking in my purpose, or not feeling like, you know, I'm appreciative value when I know there's value here. Like I know my value, you know, and obviously you see it too. But, you know, no one's going to value me or pay me as much as I'm going to do it for myself. Like no one's going to do that. And so I literally took I downsized, and it was a lot. Real estate can bring a lot of sacrifices.
You're essentially a business owner. And it's like any business, it requires, people don't get how much time it takes. Like you eat, breathe, sleep that job. So that business. So I definitely get it. So I want you to leave our audience with something. Do you have a message or something you'd like to leave them with?
Let's see. What's my message? I know I have one, but I just want to think
Let's first start out with how people can get in contact with you.
Okay, so you guys, if you want to get in contact with me, please feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm the Sweetest Realtor. Yes, and you'll see my beautiful face. And my logo is a cupcake with a key. It's really, really cute. And you'll see some funny reels that I make. But you can also email me at Dasandria, Dasandria, at bgluxrealty.com. And then you can go to my website, dasandriadavis.com as well. And then my phone number, which is also on my Instagram and website. So those are my handles, you guys, and feel free to reach out if you're in the market for buying, selling, or investing. And not just in the market, but if you're in the market for a different experience, like you really want someone that truly cares about their clientele and the service that they provide, then you definitely should call me.
Good. Sounds good. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. These were great questions. This was so much fun. Like, I hope it looks like I'm having as much fun as I'm having, because I'm really enjoying myself.
I can tell you're kind of basking in it a little bit.
Yeah, God is so good. I couldn't make this up. You reaching out to me, I don't take that lightly. That's amazing. I'm not going to fumble any opportunity. Like, that was, because I think that was part of the game. Like, that was a promise. Like, when I go back to the 9 to 5, and I know we're like done. But you just can't quit it on the whim. You got to have a game plan.
Yeah.
And then you got to you got to know, like, it's going to be some rough times. It's probably going to be some times you don't have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's going to be some times where it doesn't look like what you think it should look like, or feel like what you think it should feel like. But just holding fast on God's promises, because I didn't even see this coming, but it's here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't care. I have so many things going on right now. But I was like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up as I don't care if I got to show up one shoe on with it. I'm coming. I'm not going to miss my purpose. Yeah. So anyways, I'm just happy to be here. This was great. Thank you. You did an amazing job. Like, you guys got to see this setup, because this man is the real deal. I can't wait for inspections with you. If this is what it looks like to work with you as far as videographer, I can't imagine like the service you bring.
Yeah, one of my things is the review. Like, I prefer the client be at the house at the end of the inspection, like at the very end. Like,
gotcha. When you wrap it up. All right, yeah, okay, all right. We got 5 minutes. We got to go.
Or just like, because you don't want nobody standing over you.
You don't, yeah. No, facts. I agree. I'm the same way. Yes, I agree.
That way we can review it right there on the spot.
Nice.
Before you get that report, here are all the pictures. This is what we found. Look,
okay.
Boom, showing it to you. Realtor, everybody, whoever's there. And then you get that report, you know. So you have an idea what you're going to get before you get that report. And then, of course, there's we could talk about it after that. But again, the software that I use allows for people like yourself to take that report, instead of just getting a PDF, go through and look at that report, and it's interactive. So you can do it on your end, the client can do it on their end. Y'all can go through and say, hey, we're going to take this out. We're going to request a repair on this. Let's replace this.
Okay.
We need documentation on this. We're not worried about that doorknob.
Because trust me, they worry about the door.
Yeah. But you get to pick and choose, and y'all both get to do it on y'all end. It's done in real time. And you could take that instead of handing out,
I love that. And that, that's my Zoom call right there.
Yeah,
that's because
I don't want to be on a Zoom call.
You don't want
at the end of the night. I don't.
He's basically saying he don't want to talk to me all night.
No, I want to get it done here. Because the report already is going to take like a long time.
Yeah, that's facts. That's because it's every little...
So it's like, all right, well, the client is at the house. Let's explain everything here. Then they'll get the report later. And they should have everything they need, but if they don't, I'm available, obviously.
I like that.
I prefer to do that. I call it a good buddy review. Let's talk about this plain communication right here on the spot with the client. And I can tell you. Now, obviously, it's not my job to say, hey, this is serious.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Yeah, because we need to
But I'm going to say, hey, look, this is, this is something you want to worry about, And I think a lot of people, some misconceptions people have with inspections, like, we're going to tell you how and why something happened. Like, that's not really our job.
Yeah.
To tell you why this happened or how it happened. Just to say, hey,
it's here. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Have somebody who specializes in this
Okay.
HVAC who can break this system down and tell you, what's going on. So, but that's it. Just taking that time. I bought my first house. I was 23.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about the inspection process. I never met the inspector. My realtor was an old white guy who was probably about to retire, looking at his last deal.
Yeah.
Right? He handed me a packet of my report, and I was like, okay, what's this? He was like, yeah, they're going to replace the furnace. I'm like, okay, like, well, what else? I ain't worried about it. Luckily, I had the house for 11 years, so luckily nothing major went
Good.
on.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the fact that I never saw that realtor, like we're in a different time now with social media and all this stuff. You can't go through a process like that, helping somebody with that type
cannot.
of decision and not be present there with them.
For
you
sure.
know, especially with me, like I'm in my second house now, but I know what it's like to own a house. I know what it's like to not own a house, and
Yeah.
that's my castle. That's what me and my family are.
That's
like, When they get
right.
home at 3, 4 o'clock, I'm like, "Are we locking the door? We in, y'all. We
That's
in."
it. Yes, yes. You don't want to
Let's go.
leave.
We
My
going
brother
to
just
bed.
bought a house and he ain't leaving. He was like, y'all got to come over here. Now, wait a minute. Okay. Like, I get it. I do. You want to enjoy that mortgage.
Yeah. That's where my money's going. So that's where the stress is. I wake up every day like, what we gotta do to get this money?
Yeah.
Pay this
That's what we
mortgage.
can buy so you can be on your third house, right?
Yeah. So, but hey, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate you. Hopefully this will be the start of something new.
I believe so. Yeah. Good job to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Thanks.
you started something, so keep it up.
Yeah. I
Keep
feel
it
like
up.
people gonna be down like.
Yeah. Oh wait, I gotta say my thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Dang, my bad. Hold on. I had it in my head. Okay, so I guess how do I start it off? Because you're the editing. You're gonna have to do all of this. I guess I could just start talking.
What is the topic?
I'm just gonna talk about consistency, and just like working your business type thing. But it's just like this is my message for whatever. This is my last 2 cents.
Hold that thought. Get
Okay.
yourself together. Let me move some cameras and get you a better
Okay, all right.
angle on this.